All right, so sorry for the timeout. There was somebody that walked into my office while we were recording. But just to resume where we were just talking about the options of his major in which he wishes to pursue, and a previous conversation that we had regarding UTI, which is Universal Technical Institute here in Rancho Cucamonga. Um, and basically, just going back to Pedro, it was I was talking to you about UTI just recently because there's a lot of stuff going around in the media regarding them and how they might lose their accreditation just due to FAFSA and federal funding. And I pitched to you the option of going to College of the Desert, which is our local community college here, um, because you can get the same certificate in a less amount of time for basically for free because you're gonna get the financial aid. They're gonna basically pay for everything, and you'll be in and out within the 8 months, and you're just basically going into the field that you want to go to without having to go to UTI, which you will then relocate, having to go to Rancho Cucamonga, or you're gonna have to commute every single day for about an hour and 15 minutes is how far it is from here. And but that's the part, not the part that I worry about. The part that I worry about is the federal funding that you possibly may not get because of their accreditation. Um, and over there, it's about $32,000 to go per year. Yes, and it is a lot. And I mean, every year, more and more students are graduating with all this debt. For example, I have student debt, and unless you're sitting on a pile of money, you're not, or have a huge scholarship or various scholarships. I mean, you're going to have some debt. But if you can go down the street, basically, and do the same program, and in the end get the same certificate that you would go over there, I would. That's why I would want to direct you that way. Not to take away any, let's say, accreditation or any. Not to how do I put this? Not to say that it's not they're not like a prestigious school or anything. I mean, prestigious would be really high. Not but if you have this option, I would want you to go that way because, how I said, you're not sitting on a pile of money. And although your parents do want you to go off and create something of yourself and have a career, I'm pretty sure they don't want you to be in debt either. So that's why I was talking about that. Aside from Universal Technical Institute, are there any other options that you've pursued? I mean, possibly looking on the internet, seeing what's out there, any apprenticeships? Have you talked to any shops? Anything like that?
Well, my uncle he owns a shop, and I've talked to him like if I can go work with him like over the summer stuff, like if I can learn more and more from him, cause he knows a lot, and he would work on our cars when they weren't working, cause my dad he didn't know as much, but now he learned because of him, and like I want them to teach me more that I don't know.
Okay, so in the long run, you've had some on hand experience.
Mhm.
So quick question that just popped into my head while you were saying that. Is your goal to just specifically work for a business, or is your long term goal to open up your own shop
Yeah, open up my own shop.
and then work there?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not only being a mechanic, but then you also have the business part in which you want to. Have you possibly thought of pursuing like a higher degree in business?
No.
Have you looked into how much money you would have to set aside to open up a business?
Not yet.
I mean, what would be, let's say if you were to formulate a plan today, in what order? I mean, what steps would you have in order to open up a business? Because you say you already have the hands-on experience. You have some hands-on experience. Of course, you're not you're still a novice, meaning you're still learning on this. You don't know the trades too well, but you're learning it. So, if let's say you are not a novice, but you know your trade, tomorrow, how would you go about to open up your shop? And because you do have to get licenses, you have to go through the state and I'm sorry, you have to go through the city to get your permits and everything.
Yeah.
And you have to go through OSHA because all the safety and regulations as well. And yeah, basically, you need to have the clientele as well. Sorry, it was falling asleep. So, in steps right now, what would you do if you had the chance? Let's say you've already graduated and everything. What would you do?
I would like first I would start working like in a shop. Not try to like make like open up a shop all that fast. Like I'll start working if I can make more money. Then like save up money for I can like go get like go to school again to go get my licenses to open up a shop, and then go get a like a degree on business, and then like after that I would start working more and make more money for then I can open up a shop and like buy the parts and all that,
Okay.
like the equipment.
Okay, so you basically have the logistics and what you have to do. It's just a matter of putting it together and doing it. So with that said, going back to the main point, which was the fear of failure, knowing all that, do you still have a huge fear of failure? I mean, what's the biggest reason you fear it?
Letting down my parents and like my life, like my career.
Okay, letting down your career.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean not obtaining what you have, what you're setting your mind up.
Yeah.
Not reaching your goal.
Mm.
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like you have everything. You know where you're going. You know what you have to do. I mean, aside from because we've had these previous conversations. Aside from that, it's just a matter of formulating and putting it to work. So not just saying what you're gonna do, but actually doing what you're gonna do. Okay. So your biggest fear is letting your parents down. Because?
Well, I said like I'm the only child that might or is most likely gonna go to college and like hopefully get my future career. And like I don't want to be the only. I don't want to be like my other brothers and my sister that say they're gonna go to college and then they don't.
Okay. But that said, compared to your brothers and your sister, how on track are you compared to how they were on track? I mean, are you the same kind of student
No,
that they
I'm
were?
different. Like they
Different in what sense?
they're good in school and everything. Like they graduated with high GPAs. My GPA isn't all that good right now, but like they've never talked to my dad or my mom about like their career or what they want. Like I actually have gone into like we've had like conversation with my dad and my mom, like just us, about what I want to do, and they've told me like they'll help me and everything in what I want to do. Cause like I actually talk to them and tell them like that I have like an actual career like I want to do.
Okay, so you've sat down, you've shared what you want to do with them, opposed to them not even including him in that part. Okay, and I feel like the pressure. You're the youngest.
Yeah, I'm the youngest.
So seeing as the other three didn't do it, you feel that the pressure on you is really high because you're going to be the last opportunity, I guess they would have for someone to go to college and do that, so that your parents can be happy or proud, especially in this culture where when a lot of our parents coming from the same culture, very similar. My mother was very very college driven, where I had to go to college and do everything, and my older sibling wasn't that oriented or that driven to go to college himself. So I understand the part in which you're going to, but in reality, it comes back to the point where you share everything with your family. You have a plan. It's just a matter of executing it. So the fear of failure is just, I mean, it's lurking, but it's not something that I would honestly say is really there, because I'm not going to take away your fear, but I'm saying you have everything. So I mean, I feel like you should go forward confident, because in reality, I mean, you're doing everything to get there. You've already researched it. You already know what to pursue. You've talked to me about it, and believe me, being in here at the career center, there's a lot of students that tomorrow they don't even, they don't want to do, let alone they don't know what to do, let alone a year or 2 years down the road, and they don't even come and talk to me until it's too late, until they graduate or they see the real world, and then they say, okay, God, it's not what I thought it was. Okay. So, question: do you feel that we address the issues to help you a little bit with your fear?
Yeah. Like you, like I was like kind of nervous in doing this, but like since like I've talked to you like in 3 years straight, and like we don't have, we're not in bad terms or anything. Like we've gotten really close. Like I'm not as nervous anymore, or I'm more like confident like doing stuff when I talk to you about it.
Okay. So, you think going forward here, you get more of a sense of what to do, and how to strategize, and basically just write down what you're gonna do. Do you feel that you are going to do that now, or what do you feel that you're going to do afterwards? I mean, I only ask because, I mean, if we have to sit down and write a plan out, like we do, like a lot of seniors here,
Yeah.
which we will last next year, to be honest with you, where you will go through your FAFSA and we'll do your FAFSA, and then we'll look at colleges that have their certain major or your certain certificates in which you want to, go after. And then if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to come see me with all those things as well. So aside from all that, do you think, you know, that your fear is still there?
I think it like fear's always gonna be there. Like sometimes, not all of it, but like some little parts of like fear is gonna still be there.
Because of doubt?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, seeing you grow and everything, I'm not too worried about it. And I'm sorry if I should be dinged by saying that, but I'm not too worried about it because I know how you are, and I know that you're driven. And when I would give you tasks, you would do them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that I would have to repeat, and you would not address. So, am I confident that that you're going to succeed? Of course I am. Do you need a little bit of guidance?
Yeah.
What teenager doesn't need guidance? From here on out, I think to me the main focus from here on out, I think, would just be checking back in with me. Seeing what's going on, so you're in the know rather than being out there and just saying, okay, well, I'm gonna do this, and then tomorrow you go to college of the desert. They're like, well, you should have known this, this, and this. So that's the only thing. So yeah, you're right when you say the fear is always gonna be there. No one's gonna take that away. It's just that slight down. But I think from here on out, I think after this session, I mean, it's gonna help you a little bit. I feel that it will, because just because of things that we covered. But if at any time you feel that you need to talk to me about this or any other issues, just feel free to talk to me, and just let me know what's on your mind.
All right.
All right. Cool. So that's pretty much a wrap. There's not much more to talk about. So see you next session.